Good morning, all of you. Now, children, I am going to explain the mechanism of breathing. Children, for better understanding, we must know about the lungs. We can say about the lungs are two thin-walled elastic sacs in the thorax. It is an airtight cavity enclosed by the ribs from the sides and below diaphragm. It is all about your lungs. Now, we will study the mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing based on two processes. First, inhalation. Second, exhalation. Inhalation, it is known as inspiration and breathing in. Exhalation is known as expiration and breathing out. Now, children, we will study the inhalation. Now look at the blackboard. I have drawn a figure on the board. That figure is related with inhalation process. We can say in inhalation process, when we breathe in muscle across ribs contracts. Now again, when we breathe in muscles across the rib contracts, it pulls the rib muscles. It pulls the rib muscles upward and sideward. At the same time, the muscle of diaphragm contracts and flattens. They move down. Thus, the size of lungs increases in volume. Due to low pressure developed in the lungs. So the air goes inside of the lungs through the mouth and nose. It is all about your inhalation process. Now, next, exhalation. It is known as expiration. We will study in next class. Have you clear? Okay. Now homework. Explain inhalation with diagram in human beings. So at last I will give you the assignment for session 6, which you will download from Google Classroom. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, all of you. Now children, I am going to explain the mechanism of breathing. Children, mechanism of breathing is based on two processes. First, inhalation. It is called inspiration. Second, exhalation. It is called expiration. Now, inhalation process. I have explained in previous class. Now second, exhalation. Children, we know that the lungs are two-walled thin elastic sac in the thorax. It is airtight cavity enclosed by the ribs from the sides and diaphragm below. Now children, I am going to explain exhalation or expiration. Look at the blackboard. I have drawn a figure. That figure is related with exhalation process. We can say about the exhalation process. Children, when muscles of diaphragm and ribs relax, at that time the space is reduced. At that time the high pressure rise up or develop in the lungs. Due to this, air flow away from the lungs, or the air passed out from the lungs. Children, in relaxed position, or we can say during the rest, we breathe 16 times per minute and inhale 500 ml to 3000 ml air per breath. Whenever our body engages in physical activities, at that time the rate of breathing increases up to 50 times per minute. It is all about your exhalation process. Have you clear? Okay. Now homework. Explain exhalation process with figure in human beings. At last, I will give you the assignment for session 7, which you will download from Google Classroom. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, all of you. Now children, I am going to explain the term oxygen debit. Children, for better understanding, we divide it in 3 steps or in 3 phases. In first phase, we can say about the oxygen debit. When we perform any activities, we need energy, and for energy production, we require oxygen for oxidation. Now it is first phase. Now in second phase, we can say in second phase, when we perform anaerobic activities, at that time emergency store of oxygen are used to provide immediate energy. It is all about your second phase. And now in third phase, we can say after stopping the work, that means when we are on rest, at that time we have to breathe extra amount of oxygen during the rest. So this extra amount of oxygen consumed during the recovery is known as oxygen debit. Now at last we can say about the oxygen debit. Oxygen debit is defined as the extra amount of oxygen consumed during the recovery from the exercise. It is all about your oxygen debit. Have you clear? Okay, thank you. Now homework. Explain the term oxygen debit. Now again, explain the term oxygen debit. So at last, I will give you the assignment for session 8, which you will download from Google Classroom. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, all of you. Now children, I am going to explain some important questions. These questions are related with respiratory systems. Now, first question. When the rate of breathing can increase up to 50 times a minute. Now again, first question. When the rate of breathing can increase up to 50 times a minute. Now, the normal rate of breathing is 15 to 20 times per minute. But whenever the body is engaged in physical activities, at that time, the rate of breathing can increase up to 50 times a minute. Now, second question. When the breathlessness go away from the body, or when the painful feeling go away from the body. Now children, in second question, I have used two terms. First, breathlessness, and second, painful feeling. So we can say about them, breathlessness is known as painful feeling. So now the painful feeling go away from the body after crossing of second weight. Now third question. Which muscles are involved in breathing and how they work? Now here, examiner has asked in third question, which muscles are involved in breathing? And second subordinate question, how they work. So, children, lungs and air sac. Air sac is also known as alveoli. So we can say lungs and air sacs are involved in breathing with the help of alveoli. In alveoli, the carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood and oxygen fuses with the blood. In this way, carbon dioxide is removed from the blood and oxygenated blood goes different type of parts in the body. Now again, the oxygenated blood goes different part of the body. And now, are you clear? Okay. Now homework. When the rate of breathing can increase up to 50 times a minute. And second question, when the breathlessness go away from the body. And third question, which muscles are involved in breathing and how they work. At last, I will give you the assignment, session 9, which you will download from Google Classroom. Thank you and have a nice day.